The Church Fathers, living in the early days of Christianity, took on the big job of explaining and spreading their beliefs. They used philosophy to help people understand and to defend their faith using logic and reason. Back then, Christianity was very much connected to the philosophies of ancient Greece and Rome. Ideas from thinkers like Plato and the Stoics were very influential. The Church Fathers took these ideas and reinterpreted them, explaining how they fit with Christian teachings. This helped them to explain complex theological ideas using logic and philosophical arguments. This approach not only strengthened the Christian faith but also laid the groundwork for Western thought as we know it. One place that stands out in this story is the School of Alexandria. This school was all about bringing together faith and reason, and it played a big role in the intellectual development of Christianity. Two very important figures from the School of Alexandria were Clement and Origen. They interpreted Christian teachings in light of ancient philosophy. Clement worked hard to show that Christianity was a belief system that made sense and fit with logic. Origen went deep into theology and philosophy to try to solve some of the complicated questions about Christian beliefs. These two church fathers were pioneers in establishing the rational foundations of Christian thought, giving it a depth that had a lasting impact. Steeped in philosophy, these thinkers grasped the fundamental issues related to Christianity and offered solutions, while some philosophy historians categorized them as Gnostics. In this video, we choose to examine them within the framework of the School of Alexandria. Let's begin. First, let's take a look at Clement of Alexandria, considered the founder of the School of Alexandria. Born in 150 AD, Clement studied at a Christian school founded by his teacher Pantaleus, and then he began teaching at this very school. Clement, aiming to convert pagans from their beliefs and invite them to the one true God, penned essential works on Christian thought. His prominent works, Protrepticos and Pedagogue, are significant pieces reflecting his understanding of faith and education. According to Clement, God is revealed only in the words of the prophets, and the instructor, the Logos, who will show Christians the right path, represents this will of God. Clement argued that philosophy was a field of knowledge permitted by God. He saw evidence of this in the Old Testament and emphasized the importance of philosophy for Christianity. According to him, God gave the law to the Jews, philosophy to the Greeks, and faith to the Christians. These ideas show that Clement sought a balance between philosophy and religion. Educating people by combining the wisdom of the Bible and philosophers was one of Clement's fundamental goals. Now let's move on to Origen, a student of Clement who stood out for his depth of thought. Origen took lessons from Ammonius Saccas, Plotinus's teacher, and wrote numerous works on Christian doctrine. However, most of these works have not survived to this day. Two important works that we have today are Contra Celsum and On First Principles. In addition to addressing Christians, Origen also spoke to non-believers and philosophers. His thoughts on the doctrine of the Trinity and his explanations of God's creation process in particular reveal his philosophical depth. Origen's views on creation and the Trinity. According to Origen, God is the source of absolute goodness and created the universe through the Logos. He argues that God's power needs to be used continuously, and therefore the creation of the universe is also eternal. He also developed important ideas on the doctrine of the Trinity. Although he said that the Logos and the Holy Spirit are dependent on the Father, he emphasized that these entities have existed with God since eternity. At this point, he reinterprets the hierarchy between the existence of God and the Logos. Origen views the universe not as the work of an evil demiurge, but as the result of God's benevolent creation. Clement and Origen, while enriching the teachings of Christianity, managed to create a synthesis without excluding philosophy. They saw the Old and New Testaments as complementary to each other and made profound contributions to Christian doctrine on the Trinity and creation. Origen's interpretations of free will and the problem of evil laid an important foundation for philosophy and theology. In this video, we explored Clement and Origen, two great figures of the School of Alexandria, and the depth they brought to Christian thought. These teachings, intertwined with philosophy, have occupied a significant place in debates about Christianity. In our next video, we will take a look at the Latin Church Fathers and their contributions.